Yo, what's up guys, it's Tekkisi. In today's video, I'm breaking down the best Fortnite settings for 2025. I'll cover everything from sensitivity to graphics and keybinds to help you get the smoothest gameplay and best performance. If you want to improve your aim and reaction time, stick around, let's get into this. So firstly, we come to the display settings. So let me just run through these real quick. Window mode, it doesn't really matter too much if you do windowed or full screen. Either's fine, doesn't make too much of a difference. The res should be 1920 by 1080, unless you're running either stretched res or you've got a 2K or 4K monitor. VSync I have off. Frame rate limit's very important. You just want to cap this at your monitor's hertz. So I've got a 165 hertz monitor, so I cap my game at 165 because there's no point just trying to get a lot of FPS if my monitor can't even, display that. So rendering mode, I'd recommend performance mode for 99% of people. Just so it makes your game look worse, so you get more FPS. But if you've got a really good PC and you don't care about performance too much, Direct 11 or 12 is really good. But anyone who's trying to, compete, got a low-end PC or just trying to get the maximum performance, I'd go for the lower graphic. Brightness, this is just preference. I've set this to 121. Kind of depends on what it looks like on your monitor, more so. User interface contrast, I've got this at 1. Colorblind mode off, it's just preference again, really. You've got 3 other options to run, but yeah, I just keep it off. User interface, it's on, but it doesn't really do much at all, so you can just leave that off. 3D res, I'd recommend leave this at 100%. Anything below like 90% is just garbage, just straight garbage. So yeah, I'd try and keep this as high as you can. But if your FPS is still struggling after that, I would aim at turning it down a little bit. Virtualized geometry off, I can't turn that on anyway. View distance, textures, I just put them to the lowest setting so I get the most FPS out of my PC. Meshes, low or high, it doesn't make too much of a difference. I just go with high so my game doesn't look like absolute trash. If you set that to low, it makes your game look even worse. So yeah, I just keep that on high, it doesn't impact FPS too much. Advanced graphics, there's only 2 settings here. Show FPS, I leave that on. I'd recommend leaving that on so you can just see your FPS at all time in game. Should pop up in like the top right next to the map. It's pretty handy to see how it's running, how your game's running. So yeah, I'd leave that on. Report performance stats, I've just got that disabled. Doesn't matter too much. So yeah, that's it for the video settings. And now on to the audio and communication. In terms of these 2 tabs, it's more just preference. Like the volume, it kind of depends on your PC, what the desktop sound is. One thing I would recommend, sound quality, keep it at high, and 3D headphones you need to have on. Other than that, it's pretty much, just preference. With communication, it's just text chat, no importance here. So yeah, we'll just move on to the next one. Now moving on to the game tab, there is some important stuff here, but as I said before, it's pretty much just preference, so I'll just go through what I have. Movement, auto open doors, I have that's pretty good. Pretty much all from there. Hold swap pickup, that's good. So if you have say you have a green AR out, and there's a blue AR on the floor, if you hold your pickup button, it'll swap the blue AR for the green AR. It just saves so much time, it's really good, actually. Mark danger when targeting on, that's good. Auto pick up weapons, I have that off, don't really like that. Preferred item slots I have on, but it changes from time to time, obviously. Auto sort consumables to right, yep, that's good. Reset building server, yep. Simple edit, I recently have never actually tried that, Never tried simple edit. Heard they've just recently added it to tournaments though, which is a bit odd, but disable pre-edit option, I have that on because sometimes I accidentally, when I'm free building, I accidentally edit building. Extra game options. No. Alright, Oh, replays. I have these on because I do scrims, and if I get griefed, I need a clip. But to boost FPS and decrease input delay, I will turn this off if you don't need them. That's just if you don't need them, definitely turn those off. And all the energy saving, turn all that off. That just decreases input delay. Yeah, that's all good. So yeah, that's it for the game tab. Now moving on to the game UI. There's not a whole lot. More just preference again. Reticle, obviously you gotta have the HUD unless you got a custom one. HUD scale, mine's 70%. I don't like it too small or too big. Too big's just annoying, it just blocks too much of the screen. Cumulative, I've put cumulative on, because then you don't need to add up. Like when it lists, if you hit someone like 90 damage, it'll go 30, 30, 30. But cumulative will go 30, 60, 90, so you know how much they're on. So that's very good. I reckon that's a really good option they've added. So yeah, that's pretty much it for game UI. There's not too much to talk about. Moving on to the mouse and keyboard. This is very important because it has all your building, editing sense, and just your X and Y sense. So let's get straight in. So I'm running 800 DPI with 9% for my X and Y axis. That's relatively high compared to most pros. Most pros run a fair bit lower than that, but I just like a higher sense, so it works well for me. I find it pretty good, so just preference again though. Targeting, scope 50%, building, editing 145%. I'd recommend having both of these the same. First person mode 100%, zoom, scaling, legacy, ignore controller input. I don't even have a controller, so that doesn't matter too much. And this is keyboard movements, just double movement basically, and I would recommend using the custom diagonals. Adds another degree of movement, so it's really effective. And I'd run the ones that I have here. This is the ones that Kanata uses, the NA Pro. So he uses forward diagonal angle 70, strafe angle 90, backward diagonal angle 135. I would use those. They've worked really well for me, so they're actually terrific. Mouse flight 100%. All this stuff doesn't matter too much. It's just the small 1%. So yeah, that's it for mouse and keyboard. Last but not least, we have keyboard controls, aka keybinds. So there's a lot of keybinds. So I'm just gonna run through some of my building, some of the more unusual stuff. Weapon slots, pickaxe, F, use. I use Alt and scroll wheel. I know some people find Alt weird, but I feel like your use button shouldn't need to be like a mainstream button, because it's just opening chests, ammo crates, all that stuff. So reload R, weapon slot 1 is 1, weapon slot 2 is Q, 3, 4, 5 is, yep. Wall, I use the front mouse button. Floor is C, stairs the back mouse button. Roof, aka cone, is my shift. Trap T doesn't really come into play much. Repair, upgrade Y. Building at E, I think it's pretty unusual actually, but I just find it really easy because it's next to my W button, so I just find it really easy to press. What else? Emote M. My map is V. My bag is tab. Bag, I don't know. Just, yeah, that's pretty much it. Toggle inventory, that's it. Inventory's tab, not bag, sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much it for keyboard controls. It's just a lot of useless stuff, man. Just like all the vehicles, it's just pretty... Everyone uses the same binds for all the vehicles, so there's not much to talk about there. But that's pretty much it for all my keybinds. That's pretty much it for, yeah, that's all the settings, because controller I don't use. Controller mapping, never been into that. Cat and privacy, it's just all preference, not too much to go into there. But yeah, that's it for keyboard controls. That wraps up for the best Fortnite settings for 2025. Hopefully this helps you get smoother gameplay and better aim. If you found this useful, consider dropping a like and subscribing, it really helps me out. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd change in your settings. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.